everyone. I am here today with Miss Wanda Hawkins-Barber, who holds the title of Miss Wheelchair Maryland 2019. Hello, Miss Barber. How are you?
How are you?
Wonderful. Miss Hawkins-Barber is going to share her story with us. She's also going to share her story with those of you who attend our first Safe Driving event on April 27th at the Southern Regional Technology and Recreational Complex in Oxon Hill, Maryland. So, Ms. Barber, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I know that my audience is going to enjoy hearing from you. So first, tell us what happened.
In 2004, I was coming home from work, and as I was coming down 183, there was a driver coming forward towards me and had its high beams lights on, and for some reason never dropped them and just came towards me and ran me off the road. And because of that, I'm in the wheelchair today.
You know, we see some of the physical impacts of this accident and how it has impacted you physically. How has it impacted you emotionally?
Well, emotionally, in the beginning, I was very, very distraught because here was at the age of 40 having this accident, a spinal cord injury. It changed my life drastically, and emotionally I was just messed up, wondering who in the world could have done this, because he was never caught. So,
and how have you adjusted?
Well, the adjustment went kind of okay, and then as things went on, it got better, you know, because it caused me not to be able to work again in the field that I did enjoy.
What were you?
I was doing security for Lockheed Martin at the time, yes. And I enjoyed walking through the parks and just sightseeing and dancing and skating and things like that. So those things had, you know, made a big drastic change in me. And then also it caused my life change in having to go into a nursing home for 3.5 years, waiting on housing to, you know, begin to live again.
And you were just 40 years old.
I was just 40 years old at the time.
Just really starting your life.
Just beginning.
Really?
Yes, yes. So that really impacted me, and and for the person, whoever it was, never to even stop to check to see whether I was okay or anything, you know. And it was the driver behind me that happened to see what had happened to come out to help me.
Well, I'm so happy that a driver stopped for you.
Yes.
Now, you also educate and you do some awareness campaigns around this area to educate people. Tell us what you do.
Yes. As Miss Wheelchair Maryland, I go out and I advocate for persons with disability, letting people know that just because we're in wheelchairs, it doesn't mean that our life stops. I go out and I let them know that there's things that need to be changed. We need to change the fact that people are getting behind the wheels drinking and driving, or now it's the marijuana behind the wheel, you know. And I'm also advocating for the persons that are in nursing home for mistreatment, you know, in the nursing homes.
Wow.
So my reign as Miss Wheelchair, I would be, you know, pushing for laws to be changed with the driving behind the wheel, safety, you know. And this campaign, this event that you all are having, I would love to make sure that we get some other people out to speak for their experiences.
Absolutely. And, at this event that we're having on the 27th of April in Oxon Hill, we will have other survivors and also the next of kin of those who did not survive a fatal accident.
Right.
And so it is important to share stories, because through that sharing, hopefully it will touch someone.
Yes.
And it will make them behave differently.
Yes.
Out on the roadways.
Yes.
So tell me, what would you want to leave people with? What is the one message that you'd like to have drivers, think about before they get on the road?
One thing I would like for the drivers to think about is the fact that when you are out there and you're driving, you need to have courtesy. You need to be cautious of people crossing the streets, people in wheelchairs that you may not see. You need to be cautious of drinking behind the wheel, because one drink could cause your impairment. Even if you're smoking marijuana, which is now the thing that people are doing, and they feel that smoking the marijuana does not impair your vision or your reactions, it does. It can cause not just persons to be paralyzed or to be brain injury. It can cause death. So think twice before getting behind the wheel and doing drugs or alcohol, and be courteous to one another when behind the wheel.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Hawkins-Barber. I appreciate you telling your story and sharing your thoughts with us. And we wish you much success in your reign as Miss Wheelchair Maryland. We look forward to seeing you on the 27th of April. And to all of you, we welcome you to our Drive Focused, Sober, and Safe campaign kickoff on April 27th at the Southern Regional Technology and Recreational Complex in Oxon Hill, Maryland. I hope that you will join us.
Yes.
This event will take place from 9:30 to 1 p.m. and there will be a panel discussion, exhibitors, and student performances. So don't forget, April 27th from 9:30 to 1 p.m. Hope to see you.